Oh, hello, hello. Purple Yeti is back again. Feeling pretty good after this long weekend of celebrating America's birthday. It was great. Bunch of other birthdays going on. It was the Purple Yeti's birthday yesterday, so we celebrated promptly. So that's what I'm doing. So if I'm a little discombobulated, it's because of that. But I am here with my ridiculous moniker. I have my super tasty K-State shirt, Pac-Manning away, much like what I did on the brewery tour yesterday. But for what I'm drinking, it has nothing to do with the breweries I was at. It is Rich and Dan's Rye IPA from Harpoon. So it's hot enough. I need something a little hoppy just to kind of, be a little bit crisper and not lean on the citrusy side of stuff. So, this is what I'm drinking. So this typically marks the halfway point of the summer for me, and it also means that it's all downhill toward the football season. We're halfway through the summer, and training camp will happen soon. Practices will happen soon, and then we can go on. And then we can finally have football. So, but in the meantime, there have been some things going around. Let's get right to it. And starting it off, I guess, Kansas has new uniforms. Yeah, that's it. Everyone took a week off. That's about it. I mean, Urban Meyer was talking some smack, and the ACC mascots were on a boat, and that's about it. Pretty quiet, actually. But Maryland guy was arrested. There's a lot of arrests. It's off season, so a lot of kids are getting arrested, being all cantankerous and whatnot. So I'd say it, but it'd just be repeating stuff that happened last year. There's no real big anything to come from any of that. So the biggest thing this week, Kansas has new uniforms. Yes, they are actually, the matte black one looks pretty good. Powder blue, I don't know, it kind of takes from the Royals a little bit. But I love having a bird on the side. You need to have this guy on the side of your helmet, and not just like the letters. You want the whole guy. You don't just want the letters. I mean, look at this. Look at the. Okay, look at this. Okay, cover it, and then look at this. This is what you want, and that's what you're doing. That's good. You gotta step it up a notch. So, congratulations, Kansas, for the uniform upgrade. As for other news, nothing else really. So let's talk about Phil Steele a little bit. I've been jamming this guy, rightfully so, pretty much since day one. And I know we looked at BCS bowls last time. We looked at how he thought the the Big 12 would turn out this year. So this week I think I'm just going to go over his preseason top 40, and I'll probably start at the bottom because the top's kind of obvious. And let's just rattle them off. Well, top 50. Alright, well, I'll do notables, and we'll round out the top 10. So, rolling into the 50s, I don't see anything, but, seeing UCF. Kansas State lands at number 39, which is amazing. It is kind of a rebuilding year, but it is a rebuilding Snyder year, so, I mean, I could see them being down a little bit, but I just don't see them being this far down, at least not yet. The interesting thing is that Baylor, and In the top 50s, that was your first Big 12 team. So Baylor is up next at number 36. Which actually I think they're going to be a lot better this year. So I don't see that happening. What else? Oregon State dropped down a lot, and well, Michigan's climbing slowly but surely. I'm sure as soon as they win a couple games, they'll jump up quick in the polls. But they are surprisingly right next to Michigan State, clocking in at number 23. So I don't know the last time that Kansas and Kansas State were that kind of close to each other in the polls. It had to have been when they were both really bad, because I can't remember when Kansas and Kansas State were. And someone will point it out, but I can't remember the last time that happened. So Oklahoma is up at 19. They always kind of feel like not an underdog, but they just kind of sneak in every year. There's an expectation about them and that they do, and well, sometimes they meet it and sometimes they don't. Last year they didn't meet it, even though they kind of falsely claimed the Big 12 championship, and had like a celebration with shower and champagne and stuff. Because you can have champagnes in the shower. But it's just not, I don't know. No, we'll find out what they do. All right. A&M, Texas A&M is at 13. Unlucky number 13. I don't see. I mean, I want to say that there might be a sophomore slump now that especially that Jungle guy's left. So we'll see about that. It's definitely very interesting. It's gonna be a great story to see play out this year. Is how someone who did that with that much hype can keep it going. Because if there's anything Texas A&M related, they usually kind of just drop off in the last half. So you may see that in the career of one Johnny Football, but no, I'm not going to further the legend today. I'm just going to say it's going to be an interesting story this year. What's not going to be interesting, and we'll start at the top 10 now. Notre Dame is boring. Defense is there. Nothing around the offense is very exciting. They have the quarterbacks, but that Golson kid made some bad decisions, and it just doesn't seem interesting. And including in that pack is Georgia. Every year I think feels like it's their year, and they never really meet any expectations. So it's like whatever, So Oklahoma State. That's probably the biggest surprise, and surprise in terms of actually like rating a team that you didn't expect it. This is the year that we'll see just how much arrived Oklahoma State will be. They did win the Big 12 a couple years ago. They were real close in the championship game. Now everyone seems to think that they are, with Mike Gundy under the helm, just kind of reloading and going it back over instead of having just like a peak and then a valley of a long time of mediocrity or unsuccessfulness. I.e., Kansas, from the Mangino years. So we'll see how much they have arrived, and this year is going to be a big year into saying that. So seeing them being picked at number 8 in the country running into this year is a surprise. So definitely want to see how that play out. And then you got your typical ones. Louisville deserves to be up there, and a lot of people in the Big 10 or in the Big 12 too, actually, are kind of regretting not bringing them over to West Virginia. I personally am okay with West Virginia, provided that whenever we do 2 more teams and actually do 12, kind of fills that gap a little bit. So we'll see. USC is number 6, overrated. He fell into the trap again. They're going to fall off the planet this year again, and he is wrong. Steele, that is. Number 5 is Oregon. Now that I could believe in. They kind of reload, although Chip Kelly and now they're on probation. Those two together might actually mean a drop-off year. See, I don't know if he did this with Chip Kelly's departure. So he still thinks the talent on the coaching side just reloads like they do on the player side. So we'll see about that. He ranks Texas as 4 because they actually didn't have crappy quarterback play last year, which means that all of a sudden they're going to be back. I'll see it, and I'll wait to see it to believe it. September might be a good tell because they do end up playing K-State in Austin, and that's a hump that Texas needs to get over to really claim that they're back. And until that happens, especially from this Kansas State fan, I cannot believe that hype. So that's going to be a big game early on in the year. Very exciting. Florida State's number 3. Yeah, they're going to fall off. That's ridiculous. And of course, as talked about last week, he's got Ohio State number 2 and Alabama number 1, because even when you have a ginormous magazine that make all these different predictions, and then you claim to be as accurate as you can, you can still front run. And this guy is front running. It's an easy pick with Alabama. I really can't argue against that. I think the Ohio State one is a little more overhyped than anything else. And I've explained my reason behind that. Anyway, so that was a quick capsule review of the top 40. Light on news, what with the Independence Day? I celebrated with hot dogs. No, sausages and hamburgers. Some fireworks and some fun, good times. Rolled into the birthday, enjoyed my birthday, and now it's just an easy Sunday, dreaming of football. So, I hope you guys are staying cool. Keep dreaming of football like I am, and until next week, I'll see ya.